revealing the secrets of the past to modern technology. Witness history like never before. Welcome to Historylover.
Do they control the world from the shadows? The air hung heavy with incense and anticipation. A symphony of hushed whispers echoed through the chamber. The flickering candlelight danced across the faces of 12 figures, their shadows twisting and contorting against the ancient stone walls. Hidden deep beneath the bustling streets of Rome, in a chamber untouched by time, the Illuminati convened. The chamber itself seemed to pulsate with power, a silent testament to the countless secrets it had kept. Intricate mosaics adorned the floor, depicting scenes of ancient rituals and forgotten gods. Above, a vaulted ceiling soared high above, its surface covered in faded frescoes that hinted at the chamber's long and storied past. Among them were politicians, captains of industry, visionary scientists, and even a smattering of celebrities. Despite their differences, they were united by a single unwavering belief: the world as they knew it was broken. A new world order was needed, one built on the principles of enlightenment, progress, and absolute control. The air crackled with anticipation. The 12 figures settled around a massive obsidian table, its polished surface reflecting their grim expressions like a dark mirror. Each individual carried the weight of their station, the burden of secrets and ambition.
Brothers and sisters, we stand on the precipice of a new era, an era of enlightenment, of progress, of unity.
A murmur of agreement rippled around the table.
For centuries, we have worked from the shadows, guiding, manipulating, shaping the world according to our design. But the time for subtlety is over. The time for action is now.
Their goal was nothing short of global transformation, to dismantle the existing power structures and replace them with their own, to usher in a new era of peace and prosperity, ruled by reason and guided by their unwavering vision. They were the Illuminati, the enlightened few, and they would not be deterred. The figure at the head of the table slowly pushed back his hood, revealing the face of a man who seemed to embody both strength and serenity. His name was Magnus, and he was the architect of their grand design, the mastermind behind the New World Order. His eyes, sharp and intelligent, scanned the faces of his companions, assessing their readiness, their commitment.
We stand on the cusp of history. The world is fractured, broken by greed, by ignorance, by the endless pursuit of power.
His gaze swept across the faces of his assembled brethren, each a titan in their respective fields.
But we have the vision, the will, the resources to forge a new path, a path towards a brighter future, a future guided by reason, by enlightenment, by a unity that transcends the petty squabbles of nations and ideologies.
Magnus paused, letting his words sink in, his gaze lingering on each member of the Illuminati. They were ready, he knew, ready to step out of the shadows and claim their birthright as the architects of the future. With a subtle gesture, Magnus activated a hidden mechanism within the obsidian table. A soft hum filled the chamber as a circular section of the table's surface transformed into a shimmering, translucent screen. The air above crackled with energy, and a holographic projection flickered to life, bathing the room in an ethereal blue light. It was a three-dimensional image of Earth, rotating slowly, continents and oceans rendered in exquisite detail. Fingers danced across the obsidian surface, manipulating the holographic Earth with practiced ease.
For years, we have cultivated our influence, infiltrated every level of power. Our agents are embedded within every government, every major corporation, every media outlet.
The holographic Earth zoomed in on a specific region, highlighting key locations with pulsating markers. Military installations, financial hubs, centers of political power, all were laid bare, vulnerable to the Illuminati's reach.
We can cripple economies with a single command. We can incite wars, topple regimes, control the flow of information with a level of precision that would have been unimaginable even a decade ago.
This was the true extent of the Illuminati's reach. their tendrils of influence extending into every corner of the planet. The chamber buzzed with a palpable energy as the gathered members observed the holographic display. Each of them had played a part in weaving this intricate web of influence.
Natasha,
Magnus addressed a woman seated near the far end of the table.
your family's control over the energy sector in Eastern Europe has been instrumental.
They were the puppet masters, pulling the strings of global events from the shadows. The room crackled with a quiet intensity, the air thick with the weight of ambition and the unshakable belief in their own righteousness.
For generations, our families have worked towards this moment. We have poured our wealth, our intellect, our very essence into building the foundation for a new world order.
His words resonated with the others.
We are the architects of the future, and the future, like it or not, will belong to us.
Her words hung in the air, a chilling testament to their unwavering belief in their own destiny. Dissent was not tolerated within their ranks. It was a cancer that threatened to undermine their carefully constructed edifice of power. Yet, despite their shared purpose, a seed of doubt had been planted, a flicker of unease that threatened to disrupt the carefully orchestrated harmony of the gathering. They were not simply power-hungry individuals. They saw themselves as shepherds, guiding humanity towards a brighter future, albeit one of their own meticulous design. A palpable tension settled over the gathering. All eyes turned towards Gabriel, a renowned philosopher and humanitarian, his brow furrowed in contemplation. He had always been the dissenting voice within the Illuminati, the moral compass, however faint, in their Machiavellian machinations.
And what of free will, Magnus? What of the individual's right to choose their own destiny, to make their own mistakes?
The question hung in the air, a direct affront to the very core of the Illuminati's ideology.
Free will is an illusion, Gabriel. A comforting fiction that prevents humanity from confronting the harsh realities of its own limitations.
But who are we to decide what is best for them? To strip them of their autonomy, their right to choose, even if those choices lead to suffering?
Suffering is inevitable, Gabriel. It is the crucible in which humanity is forged. But we can guide them, minimize the chaos, usher in an era of peace and prosperity.
Gabriel shook his head, unconvinced.
At what cost, Magnus? At what cost?
Magnus studied Gabriel for a moment, his expression unreadable. He understood the philosopher's concerns, even respected them to a degree. But he also believed, with unwavering conviction, that the Illuminati's path was the only way to save humanity from itself.
Doubt is a luxury we cannot afford, Gabriel. The world is on the brink of chaos. Only we have the vision, the will, the means to restore order.
He allowed his gaze to sweep across the faces of the assembled members, each a titan in their own right, each driven by their own ambitions, their own desires.
We are the Illuminati, the enlightened few, the architects of the future, and our time is now.
A palpable wave of determination washed over the room, erasing any lingering doubts.
So be it. But know this, Magnus, if we fail, if our vision leads to ruin instead of salvation, history will judge us harshly.
Magnus nodded, acknowledging Gabriel's words but refusing to be swayed. He had made his choice, and he would see it through to the end, no matter the cost. As the meeting drew to a close, Magnus lingered in the ancient chamber, the weight of the world heavy on his shoulders. He had no illusions about the magnitude of their undertaking, the risks involved, the potential for catastrophic failure. But he was also driven by an unshakable belief in their righteousness, their destiny. The holographic earth flickered above the obsidian table, a silent testament to their ambition, their reach. Soon this world, this fractured and chaotic world, would be remade in their image. A new world order would rise from the ashes of the old, a world ruled by reason, by enlightenment, by the iron fist of control disguised as benevolent guidance. Magnus allowed himself a rare smile, a flicker of triumph in his eyes. For centuries, the Illuminati had worked from the shadows, manipulating events, orchestrating outcomes, always just one step ahead of the game. But now, the time for subtlety was over. They were ready to step into the light, to claim their rightful place as the masters of the new world. The future was theirs for the taking, and they would not rest until it was firmly within their grasp.